Zoom not work? Like, normally we have like 20 people on Zoom by this time, and there's 2. Wow.
Right.
What's going on Zoom? Is Zoom broken? Zoom's working. Zoom's working. It's just very strange to me. I don't know, like, what's going on out there. Well, hi Lauren and hi Javier. You guys all made it work, so that's good. All right, well, we'll get started with our meet today. And as always, let's have a little bit, there's less competition to win today.
Yeah.
So it'll be,
And we have new houses this time, right?
no, we go back to the old house.
We did. We had them 2 weeks in a row.
It says Amy Constantine Self-Mastery.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter?
All right. So today our first house is West Palmville, 4 bedroom, 3 bath, built in 2005.
Hold on. This is just not working for me.
Okay.
What?
So let's see.
Sorry.
No, you're good. Is that lot size right?
That is the smallest lot ever.
Not if it's Anna
Yeah, it might be at a There's no backyard. Let's see.
All right.
There's no pictures of the backyard because there isn't one.
Wow.
But what day did it sell? What
Within
day?
the last 2 weeks.
Okay.
525. You think 525?
I built this at my house like 2 weeks ago for my wife and kids. It was a total pain in the
What
butt.
did you do? Did it come in a kit or did you do it from scratch?
Well,
Oh,
no,
from
yeah,
a
I'm not
no,
that.
Shannon, you know what it is from a. Hey, I know.
Hey, let's be honest here.
Talented guy. Come on.
I'm talented, not that talented.
Okay, got it. All right, do we have our numbers down?
625. Oh, there's some more people on Zoom.
575.
Place your guess.
575.
550.
575, 565,
I would go high, so I'm
615,
going low.
625.
What do you have?
Auto just knows that my huge place.
I'm guessing.
Flip it.
Yeah?
What are we thinking over here? $1. We got $1 over here. Everyone over
Are you ready?
here. Rudy, what are you thinking? Janet, what are you thinking? Janet, Judy, what's your guesses? 535. All right.
All right, we got multiple winners.
Actual retail price.
Oh,
Oh, Lauren got it right, 100% right.
Good job, Lauren.
Nice job, Lauren.
Second time, by the way.
Oh, really?
To claim your prize, you got to come off Zoom.
Yeah, you gotta have 1%.
I'm just kidding. She's like, no, my makeup's not done.
All right, the next one is East Lancaster.
Oh, sorry.
Whoa, bro.
Sorry. Oh.
3 bedrooms, 2 baths, built in 1992, 1,700 square feet on a 7,500 square foot lot.
Wow, those.
435.
I like how they have white brick with red brick.
It looks good. It's
I'm
a water
teasing.
stain. It's a water stain.
I know I'm teasing.
445.
460. That's for sure times this thing.
Look how bad that fake furniture is.
550.
460.
Oh, you see, they put it in there?
That's fake.
499.
Both of it. Those are fake stools. That couch isn't there, and that's fake.
It's remodeled.
Yeah.
How do you know what it is?
Because I can tell digitally enhanced
Did
image.
she really?
I can't tell you.
That couch is fake. You tell the way it sits. These are all fake too.
425.
I mean, I think maybe.
I bet you I bet
Where is
you
it? What street?
that fruit basket is also super fake. You go in that house, it's completely empty, and those signs aren't updated.
All right. So,
By the way, if you want to do that, NV Media offers that service. It just costs per photo. So if you guys ever want to do that, where you got
it
the
won't look that bad, will it?
it looks better, but it also it is. Some people can even tell. What do we got? 525.
All right. 445.
445, 455, 515,
I
425.
don't know the answer.
489, 415, 485, 445, 405, 475, 539,
All right.
499.
Actual prices.
East Lancaster.
Actual retail price?
475. Throw 475.
Anybody got 475?
Let's fill them on.
Philemon, what was your number?
Selling price.
475?
Wow.
Good turnout.
Never get a
How about on Zoom? Anyone on Zoom?
Show me next time. 495.
2003 square foot. Oh, sorry, built in 2003, 3,100 square foot on an
That's
87
670.
square foot lot.
Ooh, that's nice. I like that bar.
Very nice. Wait, what is your neighbor's money?
I say 670.
595.
How much big?
And fake grass.
Oh, you see those bars?
Very, 595. Do we have more?
Really good guys.
We looked at it.
That's a big grass.
Have it in the front too. Is that a fire pit? Koozie?
When did it sell?
You never have to
2
mow.
weeks.
No, when?
Within the last 2 weeks. That's
Closing day. Oh, within the last 2 weeks?
Yeah.
That was a weird backyard.
It is weird.
All right, what we got? 635.
595.
I know it's wrong.
595.
625, 680,
That's not high.
675, 650, 625, 615, 725, 580, 575, 580. What do we got on Zoom? 610, 590, 535.
Are we ready?
All right, actual retail price.
More than 550.
550?
I was surprised.
555? That's it, 555.
I said 615. There you Alright. Well, thank you guys so much for playing The Price is Right. We'll see you next week.
Thank you, Sean and Lois. How you feel bad for winning? Don't apologize for winning. No, that's right.
You got the price right.
You're like the agent that calls, I'm sorry I won the listing from you, I feel really bad, but... All right, so how's everyone doing? We're doing well? All right, everyone was like 5 minutes late today. I'm glad to see we're all here doing well. A couple weeks ago we went over obviously we go over our MVVBP, but we're going to focus on our belief system. A couple weeks ago we went over integrity. So first let's go over the belief system, right? It's win-win or no deal. Integrity, do the right thing. Customers always come first. Commitment in all things. Communication, seek first to understand. Creativity, ideas before results. Teamwork, together everyone achieves more. Trust starts with honesty. Equity, opportunities for all. And success results through people. Today we're going to watch a little video on customers always come first. So, make sure I got volume on this.
Check comes first.
We live in times of unprecedented disruption.
Unprecedented.
In a world of continuous connectivity and shortened attention spans, where people live their lives through their screens and share their experiences with everyone they know, customers realize that anything is now possible. Their expectations keep growing much faster than businesses can adapt. Buyers put off talking to salespeople for as long as they can. They prefer to educate themselves. Welcome to the age of the customer, when all that truly matters is the quality of the relationship with your customers and whether you've earned a role in their lives. But customer loyalty can no longer be bought. It must be earned by building trust over time. The degree of trust depends entirely on their experience with you, how easy it is to buy from you, to interact with you, to be serviced by you. And equally important, whether customers believe you put their needs first. Instead of simply trying to reach people, you must reach out to them. Inspiring more than persuading, sharing more than selling, earning attention more than buying it. If the defining story of the early 21st century has been free and now, the story going forward will be help me now. Help that arrives on time, in the context of the moment, based on who the customer is and what they're looking to do. Creating a more meaningful relationship begins with connecting your brand's purpose to people's lives. It means giving up the chase and acknowledging that the customer is now in control. The payoff? More loyal customers willing to buy more often. They believe in you because you put their needs first every time.
All right, what's some takeaways there? Someone wants to share something they got from that.
Trust. Top of mind.
What does that mean? Building a relationship.
Well, you gotta build a relationship. So start with, you gotta show how much you care before they care how much you don't.
Okay, nice.
That's like loving, you know, like
We live in
Sorry.
putting somebody else's need before you. It's like really hard to comprehend if you don't really practice it.
Yeah. So if their needs are maybe not to buy or sell today, you put their needs first. It's hard to do when we need that money, but what's important, a customer for life that refers you for life or for sale today? What else?
I think it's important to take the time to, we're all real busy and get caught up in things, but to slow down and take the time to talk with people and listen to them. You know, listen to what they say. You know, this is what I want, this is what I need. You know, I want a 3-bedroom, I don't want to look at 5-bedroom homes, you know, or because everybody hears complaints all the time, oh, they didn't listen to what I needed or what I wanted, you know. That's why I'm talking to you, I couldn't get what I wanted from someone else. So just important to slow down and just take the time, you know, during the day to actually take the time to talk to people and really listen to what they're saying. Maybe even jot it down. So you remember in your file, put it in your file,
Almost like
you
do
know.
a needs analysis and ask more about that, what's
Right.
important to you, and actually write it down.
Exactly.
Ah,
I just want to piggyback on what she said. The trust has to be earned. It's not something that we can take and just make assumptions on.
It doesn't happen overnight.
It doesn't happen overnight, and we have to be willing to be patient and allow the customer to come to us, but be of value to them.
It's like when Diana Kokosko's here and she was mentioning when she goes on her listing appointments, all she does was ask questions. Right? How do you make someone trusted? You ask questions and you draw what's important to you. You ask these questions. People build trust that way, right? Because you're actively listening to them and what's important to them. Awesome, awesome, very cool. All right, guys, there's enough going on in the world that makes me want to cringe, and I'm a happy person, and I don't like hearing all the bad stuff. So I want to hear some good stuff. So who wants to share just something good going on in their life? I know there's a lot of good going on, so.
I think that working with buyers is getting a little bit happier now because we do have more inventory.
Yeah.
So you can spend more time actually talking to them, bonding with them.
Yeah.
And they're not so pressure. You know, it's not, you have to make a decision in 10 minutes on this property. So it's a better experience, I think, for the agent and for the buyer too,
Yeah.
as far as showing.
Oh yeah, showing buyers right now aren't so scary.
It's a more pleasant
Yeah,
experience.
absolutely. Awesome. What else we got?
No.
Becky, what do you got?
What?
Come on, share something
Oh
good.
my gosh. All right.
Brendan raised your hand for
I
you,
know.
so.
You might have raised it on.
How was the picnic?
The picnic was amazing.
The picnic was amazing. That was a great job on that, by the way. We'll get to it in a minute. All right, what else? Who else got something good? You guys are, you're acting like a bunch of
Shy guys.
ants, negative thinking going on. What's some good
No,
stuff?
I have one.
Sure.
What was it?
It was that good.
So good.
It was that good.
No,
Amy?
I meant, no. It was based off the video. 2 clients met them at open house, and I was listening to them, like super present, listening, showing that I care. And they called me and they said, "I want to work with you. Let's set a date to look at the house, like to go for a listing appointment." And they told me multiple times in the appointment, there was a lot of other agents, and they were all like scaring them with the rates going up, this and that. But I was like, just honest with them, cared about them, and they signed with me right there. They're not gonna put the home on for another 3-4 months, but they wanted to list with me because I just sat and gave them my presence.
Awesome.
And built the trust.
Congratulations. Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Listings are always good.
So I'm excited because I'm with a few other agents in this office getting ready to put our money down for an investment in a syndication.
Yeah.
So where everyone kind of like, oh, it's not an investor's market, it absolutely is, always is. So I'm living proof of that. So I'm excited to put that money down and go for the syndication.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Cool. right, one more.
Yesterday, I went out to visit a lady that I have been after the listing for quite a while. They're not budging yet, but when I knocked on the door and I introduced myself, she says, "Oh yeah, you're the one who's been calling me all the time." I said, "Yeah, are you selling it?" "Well, not now," but so we were able to have a conversation. And at least I'm glad that, she remembered who I was.
Yeah,
Gave her my card and-
she knew who you were.
So,
Your follow-up worked.
yeah.
Love it, beautiful. Anyone on Zoom? Anyone want to share anything good on Zoom? I mean, it's an easy thing to share. Everyone's like, oh no, he's gonna call on me.
Wendell has one. Here.
Who does?
Wendell.
Wendell.
I do.
Well, you're not on Zoom. I'm pretty sure you already said something. 2 seconds go over there. You are fast. How did you get on Zoom so fast? All right, what? Go ahead.
I actually got a call from a client I've been talking with for several months, and we're going to have an appointment for a listing.
Hey, listing appointments are always great. Love those listings. Price aggressively. All right, this time, anybody on Zoom before we move on? I won't call on you, even though I really, really want to. Be awkward. All right. All right, let's keep going. All right, we go. That's an interesting picture, kind of covering up. All right, we have some new agents. So, guys, we all know how it is to be new, and it's somewhat awkward as we're coming into a family environment. So if you see anyone new walking around the office, make sure to introduce yourself, say hi. But we have a lot of new agents consistently. We have Alejandro, Liliana, Misty, Jocelyn, Yannicka, Sebastian, Crystal, Christian, Jorge, it's Ilika, right? Ilika, I pronounced everything wrong. Amber, Liliana, Brandon, and Daniela. Daniela, I always hear her name wrong too. I think she's on here. There she is. Hi Daniela, how are you? She's waving. She's like, oh man, he called on me. I should.
I'm very good, thank you. Actually, I wanted to, introduce myself, and I'm very new, and I'm happy to be part of this awesome and energetic team.
Well, thank you. We're excited to have you. Thanks for coming off Zoom and saying hi. Okay, so guys, Gary Keller and Jay Papasan they have a pre-order for National Home Ownership Month. They created a book called Your First Home. Oh my goodness, would this not be a great idea to be broadcasting out there, maybe buying a few copies, giving it out to your friends and family member, maybe to give to those young couples out there that are just getting married, or maybe someone that's just graduating college and getting into a great job. It's a great tool for you guys to show the proven path to home ownership. It's not just a resource for you to learn because you guys know how it works. It's a tool to give to people. A lot of people don't think they actually can afford a home or what that looks like. They don't understand the process. It's a great tool for you guys to utilize for your clients in your database. What a great thing to buy and to give away and do little prizes online, all that fun stuff. Mega Agent Camp, August 23rd to 24th. We've been talking about this a lot, guys. Early bird tickets on sale now. If you want to go in person, I strongly recommend it. It is a lot of fun. You get to go to Texas. You get to have a great time learning from some top agents in person, networking and meeting people across the nation. Also, they do have a digital version via Zoom where you can jump in and get all the great content from the comfort of your home. If you're not going in person, you absolutely should, bare minimum, doing the digital version. I would strongly encourage you, if your finances are in a position, to go in person. There's nothing like meeting the people, getting the experience in person, the networking events. People go there just to network, to meet all these agents and guys, we have a ton of people come out our way from across the nation to work on aerospace and those industries. When you go there and you say, I'm from Palmdale, we have the new bomber program, we have the F-35. People go, oh, who are you? And they want to give you your card to network and get those referrals. The tech-enabled agents, opportunities. So pay attention in command. They really do put a lot of trainings out there for agents to take advantage of, to utilize the resources. I tell a lot of our new agents and the recruits that come in, we are a delicious buffet. We have so much stuff for you guys to go take advantage of. Sometimes it's overwhelming. Get up and go get it. Don't stay in your seat. Get up and go check it out. Learn what you guys like to learn on this stuff and take advantage of it. So it says the next class is for solo agents, kind of newer to command. It's Find Fast Wins with Command Basics. It's a free class you can sign up for. And then there is one that's a $50 class that says Design Your Marketing, Establish Your Brand, and customize your Command Marketing Workshop. It's ideal for learning how to create digital and print marketing materials in Command. And a lot of these trainings also keep an eye out that Mike does for you right here in person. So take advantage of it, check out some of the stuff on there, and register for it. All right, building powerful pipelines with Keller Williams. You guys have seen a couple texts with these. This is a regional event put on by Christina Griffin. She's a KWRA Director of Referrals, Relocations. So it's building the powerful pipelines. It's right after this today at 12. You can jump on Zoom. It's at, is this one hosted on KW Connect? Where's it hosted at? Do we know?
You have to register to get this.
You have to register for the link. You guys have gotten a couple text messages the last few days and a couple emails on it. So take it out, jump into there. It's to learn how to properly use your My Referrals on KW. Guys, referral, we at this office do between 50 and 60,000 a month on referrals. If you're not getting and taking advantage of those referrals, because many of our agents have gone to Mega Camp, established relationships with people, and are referral partners with different agents and all. You can reach out to anyone in any ecosystem in Keller Williams, become a referral partner through Command, and every time they have someone coming out to our area, you could be getting those referrals. Can't go wrong. Financial Peace University training. The next class is Friday, July 1st at 10. That is our, oh my God, like Dave Ramsey. I was going to call him something wrong. Dave Ramsey's class on Financial Peace University. Bring your spouse if you'd like. Guys, come in. This is a great opportunity. We know what's coming up in the shifting market. Things will be a little tighter to get our financials in order. Spartan Race in Anaheim, Saturday, July 23rd. It's going to be in Anaheim. It's not going to be up in Big Bear this time. It's going to be a lot of fun. If you guys missed out on the last one, please come to this one. It was fun. And Anaheim is going to be a different experience. It's going to be a little bit different. If you're thinking, how do I get ready for this? My recommendation is just go to like a Stairmaster and just do that for like 10 hours until you want to die. Then you'll almost get the feeling of the Spartan Race. It'll be real close. Right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
I remember I was this tough person over here. She was kicking my butt in the race the whole time. And I remember thinking like, if I do this again, I'm going to do a lot of Stairmaster before. And it was great. It was a lot of fun. All right, and then our next career night. Guys, Keller Williams does this great thing called Profit Share. Every year we give out, last year was $421,000 in Profit Share. It is an amazing opportunity to leave a legacy worth leaving, right? The Profit Share doesn't end when you are no longer with us. You can leave that legacy onto your kids and family. It's the gift that keeps on giving. The easiest way to grow your Profit Share downline is getting people into real estate. Every single year we have 60 to 100 new agents that get into it. Invite your friends and family into real estate. Have them come to career night. We have real estate classes here. Now, most of those agents join Keller Williams. When they join, they have to name a sponsor. There's no reason why they can't name you. One capper in your downline typically is about, on average, $2,000 a year that they will continue to bring as long as they're with the company. And as those people bring in people, go 7 levels. It's a way to build your profit share tree. So invite people out to career night. Tuesday, August 2nd. Is Drew coming back down, or is I'm doing it with you?
No, it's you and me.
Okay, so it'll be me and George will be doing it this time.
And it's here.
It's here?
It's here, and we'll have it available on Zoom as well.
Okay, we're going to be in this building. We're not going to be going across the street. So we'll be piling in, invite people to that. Next committee meetings. So KW Fit next Wednesday, 7-6 at 10 a.m. That's the KW Fit group where they're talking about the other events, Spartan races. They've also been talking about doing a 5K for charity or something like that for KW Cares. They're planning those events. If you'd like to get involved, come do that. KW Cares, which is going to come up here in just a minute. Am I supposed to bring it up right now? I am. Yeah. All right. So we're going to invite up KW Cares real quick to give us an update. What's going on with the Cares Committee and when their next meeting is and how they're doing. So let's see a big welcome to Jackie and Jimmy coming up with the KW Cares. Make sure that you put them at the top so they can see you in Zoom.
Hey guys.
Hi guys.
Hi Jimmy.
So CARES, let's start off with our next meeting is going to be the second week of this month, so it's the 13th. So
9 a.m. in
9
here,
a.m.
in the training room. Okay?
So CARES, as you guys know, is a public charity created to support Keller Williams agents and their families during hard times and times of sudden emergencies. Last year, you know, when I first came, I saw there was a lot. There's a lot of things happening, a lot of monies donated to families, and it took a lot of work. So this year, I know it's gonna, we're in the middle of the year, so we're planning for it, and we got numbers. So we netted so far $1,800, which isn't hardly anything, you know, compared to other years, right?
Right.
That's net after Red Day expenditures though?
Yeah.
Okay, that's.
So, that's after the meet and greet, that's after Red Day, that's after picnic, squares, and we're just trying to motivate everyone to, let's get it going and try to get more donations. We're gonna do more events, we're gonna have some upcoming events we wanna talk about. You wanna talk about them?
Yeah, hold on. So, to add to that, guys, in order for us to be able to help out our agents when they're struggling financially, when they have a death in the family, in order for us to be able to help them and give back for funeral expenses and things like that, we need money in our account, right? So we need to start bringing some more money back in. And we're gonna be putting on different fundraisers. When we have meetings, we're gonna start doing what we used to do a couple years ago. It was a pie in the face. So if you guys want to see somebody get a pie thrown in their face, you have to donate to be able to do that. And how it works is the person that
Can we nominate
donates.
people?
Huh?
Can we nominate people?
That's what we're gonna do right now.
Our next meeting is August.
I would challenge people to be more creative than just the team leader. That would just, you know.
So just throw some names out because we want to be able to tell the person that, hey, you're gonna get a pie thrown in your face. And they'll be okay with it. But ultimately, the way it's gonna work is whoever donates the most money gets to do that, right? And we're gonna be doing that in August at our award meeting. We don't know the date yet. August 11th, okay. August 11th.
Third quarter awards, August 11th.
Yeah.
At Hilton Garden Inn.
Yeah,
So if you wanna start throwing names right now?
that would be great.
Auto, definitely auto.
Huh?
Marvin.
Marvin, yeah.
I hope Marvin's okay with it.
Or Marvin.
That's a purple mark, by the way.
Eric.
Oh, I know, we have to ask. So hopefully, you know, they'll be okay with it.
Let's do Armando.
Marvin, Otto?
Yeah, definitely auto. Auto would be.
Who else, guys?
Garrett.
Garrett.
You've been nominated.
Easy.
Marvin, you've been nominated. Are you okay with
You've been
getting
nominated.
Otto in your face?
Pie in
The
the face.
president of Gavar definitely the nomination.
He said yes, he's
Jimmy.
Yeah, Jimmy would be fun. I bet you if there was a lady that looked really nice, she would pay a lot of money not to get a pie in the face. So,
That is true.
yeah.
Like maybe Amy?
Amy.
I will bet this right now, Amy will pay the amount of money to make sure that pie goes in your face. Some of you guys were here, but Mike Watson and Amy got into a bidding war. And I think it was $600 they paid, and then me and Adam got the pie in the face. And I'm like, oh.
Anyone else?
Joshua.
Oh.
You like
Yeah, let's eat it now. Let's eat it.
Just make sure you bring wine after, you know, maybe a dessert. Yeah.
Banana free pie, please.
What about Frank Donato?
We will take it.
Isn't it all about money?
So, doing a vendor event. That'll be in September, so if you guys know of any vendors that you would like to see out here, it's gonna be like a fall festival. We're gonna be having like a jump house for the kids. We'll be doing popcorn. We just want to give back to the community as well as bringing some money in. So we will be charging the vendors, but we'll have like.
Where's this gonna be held at, Jackie?
In the parking lot.
Okay.
So we're working on getting,
Permit.
you know, the permission for that. And then in October will be our can drive. So make sure you guys all participate for that. But in order for you guys to be updated, please, please, please make sure you guys are attending our meetings, okay? Every month. Wednesday, the second Wednesday of the month at 9 o'clock.
Nice.
Jackie, I'm busy and I do a lot of sales. Is there something I can do so I don't, like, if I can't come to this stuff to help donate? Like every transaction?
Yes.
You can do
So
it.
Amon can actually set it up to where it gets taken out of your CDA every time you close the transaction.
So
So I
even
know.
if you give $5 from your check, it adds up and
Yeah.
it can help so much. $5 from each one.
Actually, when you create your CD on command, it gives you the option already.
So there's two.
I thought that goes to
There's
international.
International
Okay.
KW Cares, which is also an amazing, that goes, whenever there's anything international that happens, they are there. They help pay for Carlos's lungs. Absolutely amazing to do that one as well, but that one doesn't come to us directly,
There you go.
which we encourage both, is all I'm saying.
And then we do have a barcode. I don't know if you guys have seen them. Alexis has them on her desk and then they're in the front. You guys can literally scan that code and then just donate money that way too. Okay? So help us help you.
Yes.
Yes?
Awesome.
Okay.
Thanks, guys. Thank you, thank you. And by the way, congratulations on the Red Day and the stuff that you guys have been doing. It's been a lot of fun this year, and you guys are doing a great job, so just thank you on that. All right, social, where's our social at? Yeah, Becky, get up here.
We're matching. I know.
Oh, you guys called and asked.
We are matching.
Yeah.
We coordinated this. Do we have just this? Is it just this?
Yeah, just one slide, you don't have slides, just, yeah.
Okay, so we had a great time, whoever showed up. It was a little warm, but there was lots of water activities, so the kids had a great time. We had a great time. Yeah, we did have a great time. It was a little warm for us who had to set up and tear down. But our meetings are right after KW Cares 10 a.m., second Wednesday of the month. And of course, everybody's welcome to come if you have new ideas of activities we can do, because we do try to do something once a month, even if it's small. July, we are scheduling, I will get that out hopefully in the next week, a movie evening, afternoon. We'll rent out a movie theater and see a new movie.
Nice.
So not sure the date. It'll be during the week though. We won't be able to rent it out on the weekend. So possibly late afternoon. Maybe. We still have things in the works. Yeah, but July will definitely be movie because it's hot, so it'll be nice and cool in the movie theater. And then our next big event's the Capper party, and that's going to be September, right?
Awesome.
September,
Are we gonna ride a bull again, or is doing some different thing?
It's gonna be fiesta themed,
Oh.
but we will have an activity like the bowl.
Awesome.
Or
I wanna see,
being something, I don't know, we'll do something fun.
Where is it this year?
It's still at my house.
oh, awesome.
Yeah, so,
I'd like to see
but
Carly kick all the guys' butts on the bowl again. She kicked everyone's butt last year and won the prize. Beat Brandon really bad, at least. I remember that.
So yeah, if anybody has any suggestions, we're open to suggestions, even if it's something, small we can do in the office or something big, we're willing to do it and have fun and have everybody join. But the picnic was really fun. Hopefully we can do that as an annual event. Fin and Feather was really nice and shady and I think a comfortable spot for everybody. But that's all I have. You have anything?
I have nothing else to say.
In August, we are going to try to do maybe a little happy hour mixer again. So we're gonna work on that.
Parties continue.
Once a month.
Thank you, thank you so much. That was a great time, guys. I know you said it was hot, but most of us there were enjoying the water and having a great time. And my favorite thing was watching the kids do the water balloon toss.
Yes.
And my son, who's 4 or 3, 4, how old is he? 4. Yeah, just 4. And there was another young boy, 4, and I don't think they successfully completed one toss, but they were so happy running and getting more balloons, and it was so cute, and it was so much fun watching all of them play. Okay, financial, Otto. Otto loves talking in front of people. Let's give him a warm round of applause. Normally, he leans on Ileana to talk for him.
Yeah, usually I always do.
But she's not here, so it's all you, buddy.
She's online.
She's online. No, she doesn't get to talk. It's just you.
Okay. Hello, guys. How you guys doing? Okay, so Ian and I were in charge of financials. So what we do is we teach you guys how to get out of debt. So when you guys don't want the money, and also working with something to help you guys start doing investments for your own benefits. Our next class of financial peace, which is a 9 classes course, is going to be our 4th class is going to be this Friday at 10 a.m. We can do it here or you can do it on Zoom. Also, we have planned to go to the auction for anybody that wants to go, so you can have the experience to be there, to see how it works. So always can have the experience. So sometimes you have clients that will ask you how to own properties through auction. Well, you guys can go with us and we can teach you how to work in there and the in and outs of that.
When is that?
And that most likely we're looking at 2 months and a half. We will let everybody know about it too. And also we meet every second Tuesday at 10 a.m. We usually do it here. You guys are all welcome. I see some guys that always get here. So you guys are welcome to be here too, so you guys can learn and read more of it. And that's all I have for financials. Any other questions you guys have?
Let us know when that auction is. That'll be fun. We'll be a road trip down there.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
So what we're planning to do is we're trying to leave like around 6 a.m. because the auction starts at 9 a.m. So we're planning to leave like around 6 a.m. because it's all the way down in Norwalk. And we're going to go in, check in, and then we're going to go see the properties that they have, and then we're just going to look around to see how everything goes.
Great.
Okay.
Awesome.
Thank you guys.
Thanks. Otto, you're a natural born speaker. I don't know why you always get nervous. Thank you, Otto. Appreciate that. All right, Mr. Josh, we got our broker going to come up here and talk about some stuff going on in broker world in time for you guys to ask questions. So give Josh a round of applause. There you are.
I'll try not to move too much. Yeah, I want to thank everybody for the last couple of weeks. I was away on vacation, and I know it was a little harder to communicate with me. So those of you that did contact me via email, I was able to answer some text messages depending on where I was. So I apologize for being gone, and I want to thank the rest of the staff for making sure that there was support given for you guys when I wasn't quite available. One of the things you're seeing a lot of right now, it's just a quick question. Who's verbally negotiating? In here, anybody? Verbally negotiating? You guys are calling other agents and negotiating terms and conditions and such. Question, who's the party to the transaction? How many parties are there in a transaction?
Seller.
2? 4. Seller and why?
Because I was thinking the buyer's agent, seller agent, or is the brokers and then the agent?
But just the buyer and the seller.
Yeah.
What are we? We're agents for the parties, right? We're agents for the parties. So let's remember who's doing the negotiating. Getting a lot of problems right now with us negotiating terms or prices or stuff with the other agents without our clients. I mean, we're doing what we think is our best for our clients, right? We're representing them. We are their agents and we're trying to make sure that they're being taken care of, but sometimes we go a little bit too far on that. And you get people that will say, you know, will they take this for an offer? Will they take this for a counter offer? My advice would be to you is just tell the agent on the other side, I don't know, put it in writing. Let me see it. Have your client propose that term or that dollar amount or that whatever to my client. And then let me take that back to my client and we'll discuss it. And then we'll come up with an answer and then we'll put it in writing and give it back to you. Because what we're having a lot with right now are, you get the closing and then there's all kinds of miscommunications. right? This wasn't done, that wasn't done, you said I was gonna get this, you said I was gonna get that. And then who gets mad at who? Your client gets mad at you, right? So, that's what the contracts are for. That's what the forms are for. That's what the counteroffers are for. It's what the addendums are for. So when you're walking through a house and your client says, hey, that looks really cool, I'd like to have that. Don't just say, okay, I'll ask. Let's put it in writing. Sale to include this item, that item, you know, and if you need to write it in such a way that a lender doesn't have an issue with it, talk to the lender. How would you like me to write it? Talk to the escrow company. How would you like me to write this so we don't have to rewrite it again? Sometimes they want it to convey with no monetary value because a lender doesn't want to pay for personal property, things like that. So just make sure you guys are putting everything in writing if you can. Are there any questions about that?
If you have two parties to the transaction, address both parties, not one, both parties. Because a lot of times they think, you know, you're ignoring the other side. You're sending it to John, not to Jackie. So, you know, send it to both parties and mention both
So are you
parties.
meaning like if you have like your buyer as a husband and wife?
Husband and wife,
Yeah,
boyfriend,
absolutely.
girlfriend, address
Absolutely.
both of them.
Yeah, make sure you address both of them as much as you possibly can. I mean, obviously, there might be one party, there might be one member of that side that's at work more often, but, you know, remember, both people are buying that, and you don't know what that dynamic is in that household, and you don't know who you're offending by just going to who might be the path of least resistance, right? Usually in every couple, we know within the first couple of minutes, okay, who do I direct 80% of my sales pitch to, right? Because I can tell who's gonna make the purchase here. But you gotta make sure you keep everybody included in that process, because if you get somebody bent and they get a wild idea in their head that you don't like them or you've been discriminatory towards them or you haven't been including them, you're gonna find yourself in a situation where they're not gonna see your service the same way that you saw it when you gave it.
And the worst thing we could do is not to communicate with our clients. When they email you, text you, call you, for God's sake, call them back. Address their need, take care of it. Because you're building frustration. You are getting paid, you need to be present. You need to take care of your clients. A lot of issues that arises. It's the problem, the agent does not respond, does not care to communicate, and does not make sure that the needs of the clients are met. Whatever they are, communicate with your client. That's the least you can do. Some people are like 2-3 days later before they, I mean, why? I mean, believe me, we get emails, so we see them, we read them. These are the issues that, most of the problems is lack of communication between the agent and their clients. And they get frustrated, and that builds resentment toward the agent, that you're not taking care of me as a client.
That's it. That's it. Yeah, pretty much. Other than that, I mean, that's pretty much the biggest thing that we're seeing right now. And so I don't know if anybody has any questions. It is kind of a Q&A, so if you want to throw some questions out, I can do my best.
I just have something to add to it. Even if it's bad communication, bad meaning, you know, someone is not talking to you in a nice tone of voice, it doesn't matter. At least don't stop. Just because it's a difficult situation, don't stop communicating. Because once you do, the phone call goes to the manager, it goes to the broker. But if you can just keep, even if you have to do email, text, whatever it is, just keep it going.
Yeah.
And it works itself out in one way or another. It does.
And 9 times out of 10, the conversation that you think is going to happen in your head is 20 times worse than the actual
Sure.
conversation.
But I found that
needs
as
to be
long
had.
as I keep it going, if I keep conversation going, whether they're not being so nice or not, it prevents, then my broker doesn't get a call, my manager doesn't get a call, you know, and it works out or it doesn't, you know, continues or it ends. So that's just my experience.
Cool. Did I see another hand? Cool. Yes.
Okay, so you know when you say you're a listing agent and you get buyer's agents asking, what's your highest offer? Where are you at? Can we say we're highest offer?
So the PRBS does talk about offers not necessarily being confidential, okay? But you need to be having that conversation with your client, okay? And you also need to make sure that whatever you do say never puts your client in a disadvantaged position, if that makes sense. So yeah, it's a gray area on that, because there are times in certain situations where you might be able to squeeze out a few more $1,000s on an offer, but unless the offer was made in confidentiality with an agreement signed, your offers are not necessarily confidential, and that includes the price, the terms, you know, so that'd be length of escrow, escalation clauses, any other things that might be written in there, what comes with the house or without the house. But it's a conversation that you should be having with your seller.
Okay.
Yeah. Any other questions?
I'd like to just make the point around the timing of disclosures. The timing is everything. And if you can address that with them, I'd greatly appreciate it, because we're having, you know, where the buyer's agent and the listing agent are not doing what they need to do in a timely fashion. So whose responsibility is it to remove contingencies?
Great question. Whose responsibility is it to remove contingencies?
It's actually, right, it's actually the buyer's agent. The contract calls for the buyer's agent to do that. Why would the contract say that the buyer's agent should do that? Tell me why, what would be the reason for that?
To protect the buyer.
Because the buyer is the one who has the contingencies. Why would they remove their own contingencies?
Right.
They won't. They don't.
No,
Usually
they don't, because the agent doesn't know how to explain it.
Right.
But if you know how to explain it, as a buyer's agent, you will get your buyer on board. You haven't bought into it. Speed of the leader, speed of the pack. If your here's the thing. There is an absolute great reason why that buyer should remove the contingencies.
So
What is it?
Move the transaction forward,
get canceled.
What?
to keep the transaction moving forward.
It keeps everybody, and the lender now is aware. Everybody, now you have a concrete reason to close.
Or give them accountability to the
There's
contractual dates.
accountability. Right.
This is a really great topic.
If we know that they're not removed, do we stay quiet or say something?
So if it's the buyer's responsibility to remove those contingencies. So if you're representing the buyer's agent, you're representing the buyer, then it would be upon you to actually find out from the lender, is everything good? Are they done? Do you have underwriter approval? Are they good to close? This and that. Oh, are your buyers ready? Listen, once we remove this, that's it. Now you have everybody's buy-in on that transaction. Not in the last minute. I can't tell you how many of the last minute cancellation, because I see the escrow side of things, right? So I'm also seeing that 2 days before the close of escrow, 1 week after the date of closing that's supposed to close, oh, I'm out. Then you have what? An EMD issue, right? Well, contingencies were not removed. So what if they're not removed? Do you think you could drag a seller all the way through 1 week after the end of escrow, after what's supposed to close and didn't close, and 1 week later and still didn't do it? By the way, there's no guarantees. The second a buyer puts their EMD, even with the removal of contingencies, which makes it a little bit stronger for the seller to keep, it's never a guarantee. Under $10,000, where do buyers and sellers go?
Small claims.
Small claims court, under $10,000. Over $10,000, what happens? It's called mediation, right? And it can get expensive. So it's less expensive than going to court. But here's the deal. I need you to, by the way, if you haven't been doing what you're supposed to be doing, you have an agency that you make them sign an AD, right? That says, this is what you're responsible for. 3/4 of you don't do it. it's not happening. So when you have, the VP done the day before closing, is that the time? No. Okay, how about after closing? No. Well, guess what? There are agents that do it after closing. Yeah, you think you're protecting your client? No. You're not. You think you have ethics? You don't. So let me just tell you, when you have your let's say all the disclosures between buyer and seller, those disclosures, they're supposed to be had and signed at a certain time. When?
7 days.
When?
7 days.
7 days.
Well, for the listing side, right? But then when for the buyer to review it, have time to review it, sign off?
17.
They have the 17th, but they need time to review it. So if the listing agent's sending it to you on the 17th day, what should you ask for now? An extension of the contingency period, because you need to, that's protecting the client. You ask me a question. I want you to think about this question. Who would I choose as a realtor in here to represent me? Is it gonna be you?
It's yourself.
No, I pretend I don't have a real estate license. Who would I choose? You know what I'll do? I'll go back and look at your files. And then I'll tell you if I'm gonna choose you or not. And most of you is not who I choose, because you wouldn't protect me. But I'm out there protecting you. And he's out there protecting you, and Sam's out there protecting you. But here's the thing, help us help you. I'm not trying to fix you. I'm trying to make you better. I just want you to be better. I want you to bring awareness to the fact that there are things in the contract. You're not an apple cart selling apples and oranges. Homes, the biggest investment that people make in their lives is their home.
Hundreds of thousands of dollars is being spent, so you gotta protect them, and you gotta do what is needed to get done to make sure that both parties are protected. Okay, so in reality, when you say the 17 days are over and you're not ready to remove contingencies, you request an extension. Normal, right? And that's how it should be done. Disclosures, it should be done on time. So the biggest issues and the biggest lawsuits and the biggest complaints we get, that these simple things are not getting done. And they're not that complicated. It's just negligence. And when negligence happens, guess what? It gets you in trouble.
Right. Also,
And then it falls on who? On Amy.
Also, as a
And Josh.
seller's agent, you can also request a notice to perform for contingencies as being a listing agent.
Absolutely.
And
I mean,
should, you don't have it.
this conversation that Amy brought up, there's 6 ways of looking at it, right? You can look at it from a buyer's perspective and a buyer's agent perspective. You can look at it from the seller's agent perspective and the seller's agent perspective. And a lot of times in here I talk a lot about it from the seller's perspective. Because yes, the contract does say that at 17 days the buyer will remove the contingency. But what it doesn't necessarily say in there that's inferred is that it's the seller's responsibility to enforce that contract. Because the seller has access to the notice to perform. Right? And we've also talked a lot about when on the sell side, where you send that notice to perform at 15 days on a 17-day contingency, and they're not ready, they ask you for an extension of time, which creates a space for you to negotiate. We've talked about that before in here too. What is time? Time is money. You want time? Give me money. That's your chance to renegotiate some things if you need to. So there's a lot of different ways of looking at this, and we could have like a 2-hour symposium just on this. Or every Thursday at 2 o'clock, George and I teach a contracts class. We talk about this stuff every Thursday, and we talk about disclosures, and we talk about AVIDs, and we go through the RPA. And what do we cycle through, George, about every 6 weeks?
Yeah, you might say, because I mean, we go through the RPA, we dissect the RPA, then we go into the RLA, do the same thing with that one, and then we go into the disclosures. And the disclosures that we focus on are going to be the ones that are actually filled in. Which are those?
SPQ.
SPQ,
TDS.
TDS, and what else?
An HD.
The Avid, right? And we focus on what's the purpose of these documents and when they should be filled out and how they should be filled out and what should be disclosed, right? So it's a really, really good session where you have the opportunity of asking questions that you might have regardless of how much time you've been in the business, right? So there's a certain way to fill out the Avid, right? An Avid is to take a note of what? Things that you see wrong, visual inspection, not take inventory. And a lot of agents in this business make the mistake of using the Avid to note the inventory of the home. There's a projector in the ceiling. Okay, what's wrong with it, right? It's to note what you visually see wrong with that, and we talk about that stuff.
And the unfortunate part, the offenders don't attend those classes.
Right.
People that they get themselves in trouble, they don't want to know. So it has to be mandatory.
So the AVID, by the way, you have to pretend a judge is looking at your
Yes.
agent visual. And so can the judge tell that you actually walked through the property? I just recently pulled up an AVID that says nothing noted, or nothing noted, nothing noted, nothing noted, nothing noted. It looks like you've never been there.
Yeah, it was a blind agent.
Yeah, so the tack on that, guys, AVID is, you're looking at defects in the house that are gonna change value or desirability. Those are the main things you're looking for, value and desirability. Plus, when you do your AVID, it says agent visual inspection. I would call it the agent visual, olfactory, hearing inspection. Right? Because if I'm at a house and I'm doing my inspection and a plane flies overhead, and I go, oh my gosh, there must be an airport close by. That goes on my AVID. If I can smell and I've said this before in our classes, who's heard the story about 5 years ago about the Sriracha factory down in Fontana? Anybody?
Yep.
No? So Sriracha got into huge trouble because they're cooking up all that awesome chili sauce that we love to eat, and everybody in the neighborhood all around it complains about it. That's an AVID issue. If it's not on the seller's disclosure, it better be on your disclosure because you're supposed to be intimately familiar with the area that you're operating in. Trains, buses, parks, schools, airports, all that stuff. Things you smell, things you hear, things you see that might affect value and desirability. I sure know if I lived underneath an airplane, an airport, air path, that would affect desirability of the house.
Right.
Quick comment on that. The Joshua Tree ordinance is coming up next too. That's going to affect all the property in Southern California, whether it's going to be an endangered species or a threatened one. And these people have 2.5 acre parcels with a house. They can't go in there when they buy the house and knock the thing down.
Right.
So that's going to be coming up as another one for you.
Amy, I'd like to your take on this. When you know that a possible ordinance shift is coming up, does it become a disclosure prior to them voting on it? Or do you wait till after the vote has been passed?
I wait till the vote has been passed
Yeah.
because it
Correct.
has to become a material fact before it can be a material fact.
Correct. So that's another one there, right? So you might know that something could possibly be coming up on a ballot issue. That's not necessarily disclosure. It has to have already been voted and enacted to affect the property. I would agree with you on that.
So also I would like to hit on sexual predators or offenders and all of that. So if you don't know that next door neighbor is a sexual predator, right? You don't know. You can't disclose something you don't know, right?
Right.
You're only disclosing what you know. But let's just say that this particular buyer asked you to do research to find out the sexual predators on the street. Do you do the research?
No.
No, who does it?
The buyer.
The buyer. So, if the buyer comes to you and says, oh, I did my research and there's a sexual predator right next door. The next buyer you show that home to, what do you have to tell them now?
Disclosing.
Because now what?
You know about it.
Via who?
Your buyer. Yeah, your buyer.
Right. You don't know unless you go look and for sure see it on, because it's hearsay, but
You know,
if someone is telling you that, then you wanna say per another buyer, this is what I got.
So let's take that and extrapolate that. Now you're a listing agent and your home is in escrow and they do a home inspection and then the buyer cancels.
Right.
Another buyer comes in. They want to get a home inspection too. What do you do with the first home inspection?
Give it to them.
You give it to them, whether they want to get another one or not. What reports are given to the seller from a buyer? So a buyer comes into a house, they do a home inspection, they do a pest inspection, they do a septic inspection. If you guys have septic, sorry, that's just Tehachapi talking, I apologize. Septic's everywhere.
We have septic out
Yeah, I got a few, there's a few out here. Maybe they do a roof inspection. What reports do you have to turn over to the seller?
Oh, I don't think you have to return any of them unless you're asking for repairs, right?
So, it's in the contract, any report the buyer does, even if the buyer pays for it, must be turned over to the seller.
Wow.
The reports belong to the property. That's one way of looking at it. Think about it as that. There's only one report that doesn't always have to be turned over to the seller, and that's the appraisal. And there are only 2 times when the appraisal must be turned over to the seller. First, if it's a VA, right, or an FHA, and it's gonna stick to the property, it's gonna be given to them because it belongs to the property. Or if you're canceling based upon the appraisal, then you need to give them the appraisal report as proof that it was lower than contract price. All right, but every other report that is done sticks. Now let's say you have a seller who bought the house 2 years before, and he has still in his file the TDS and the SPQ and the NHD and all that stuff from when he bought the house. What is his responsibility when he goes to sell it this time?
Turn it over, include it.
Gotta include all of it. If you have it, include it, right? Even the old stuff from the old house. It just gives you a better set of disclosures. It's not gonna hurt you, it's only gonna protect you. It creates a longer chain, right? It creates a longer chain of disclosure. What's our job as the seller's agent and as the buyer's agent? We're trying to paint the most accurate photo or picture of that house at the time of sale, right? I was started going out and selling houses again, and I kind of come up with this new thing, and I keep telling my buyers, I'm here to scare the shit out of you. That's my job, to scare you so much about the condition of this house, and if you still decide to buy it, I'm good, right? I'm not hiding anything. I'm not making it look better than it really is. Okay, that's not our job. Our job is not to color code or make it look nicer than it really is. Our job is to strip it down to the bare bones and show them how bad it is so that they know what they're getting into. All right, any other questions?
So on that VA and FHA buyer then, once they get that appraisal, it goes out to everyone, me and the
Yeah, they need to turn that,
listing agent.
they turn that over, correct. And it's in the contract, it's in the RPA.
Is it?
It will tell you in the section on reports, it'll tell you everything we just talked about right there. So,
Good
all
to
right,
know.
cool. Back to Garrett.
Thanks, Josh.
Yeah.
Woo. Appreciate you as always. Yeah, we finally closed that first buyer. We're gonna be excited for you. Because he said he scares them. Like, he hasn't got him joking. Anyways, all right, George, you can spin the wheel.
All
You
right.
did spin it last week, right? All right, let's get this, you have this. Hold on here real quick.
Make the noise!
All right, George.
You will.
Looks like we're missing a couple spots, but that's okay. Let me get this.
Can I just do this? Oh,
No, Peter. No, you don't.
I thought
DQ, no. Since your dishonesty, that's all. I'm just kidding. All right, spin
wow!
it.
Hey, here we go. $100.
$100. Hey, let me let you Panera. $25 for Panera bread. That's not bad.
Oh,
Congratulations.
thanks,
Hey, congratulations, George. How do you guys spin the wheel? How do you guys spin the wheel?
Refer somebody.
Have someone name you as a sponsor and/or refer me someone, give me in contact with someone that did 8 or more transactions last year. You get to spin the wheel. All right, guys, have a great week. We have a great 4th of July. Celebrate the Independence Day. Love you all. We'll see you next week.
Awesome. Thank you.
Bye, Zoom.